Emma, you seem really happy today.
I am. I finally got the job I told you about.
Seriously? That's great.
I know. I've been waiting for that call for weeks.
So you could say, I'm really happy about my new job.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm happy because things are finally starting to work out.
That's a good way to use it. We use happy when something makes us feel good or gives us a positive feeling.
It can be something really simple too, right?
Of course. You could say, I'm happy to see you, or I'm happy that we finished early.
So yesterday, when you brought me coffee, I could have said, that made me happy.
Exactly.
I think I use happy a lot.
Most people do. But sometimes you want to describe a stronger or more specific feeling.
Like excited?
Exactly.
So I could also say, I'm excited to be here. She was happy with her results.
Exactly. Those are all common ways to use happy in everyday English.
Actually, I'm excited about something too.
What?
I'm going on vacation next week.
Ah, now I understand why you're smiling.
I can't wait. I've already packed my suitcase.
That's excited. When you're looking forward to something, you can say, I'm excited about my vacation.
Or I'm excited to see my family.
Right. So it's usually about something that's going to happen.
Usually, yes. You're thinking about something in the future and you really want it to happen.
Like when I was a child and waited for my birthday.
Exactly. You could say, I was so excited about my birthday.
What about when something amazing has already happened?
Then thrilled might be better.
What's the difference?
Imagine you apply for your dream job. You get the job, and you're incredibly happy about it.
I'd be thrilled.
Exactly.
So excited is like, I can't wait.
Yes.
And thrilled is more like, I can't believe this actually happened.
That's a great way to remember it. I could also say, I'm excited about the weekend. The kids are excited about the trip.
Exactly. Those are very common situations where you'll hear excited.
Speaking of feelings, I was really frustrated yesterday.
What happened?
I was trying to upload a video, it took forever, and then right at the end, the internet stopped working.
Oh, that's frustrating.
I tried again 3 times.
That's when we use frustrated. You want something to work, you're trying to make it work, but something keeps getting in your way.
So it's different from angry?
A little. You can become angry when you're frustrated, but frustration often starts because you're having trouble doing something.
Like when I'm trying to understand an English sentence and I just can't figure it out.
Exactly. You might say, I'm getting frustrated. I don't understand this.
Or when my computer freezes while I'm working.
I'm frustrated with my computer.
I think I've used that sentence many times.
I believe you.
And probably about you too.
That's a different lesson.
I could also say, I'm frustrated because I keep making the same mistake. He's frustrated with his slow internet.
Exactly. Whenever you're trying to make progress, but something keeps stopping you, frustrated is a great word. You know what feeling I really like?
Which one?
Relieved.
Why?
Because it's the feeling you get when you've been worried about something and suddenly realize everything's okay.
Give me an example.
Imagine you can't find your phone.
That's already happened to me.
You search your room, your bag, the kitchen.
And then I find it under my pillow.
Exactly. You might say, I'm so relieved.
Because the problem is over.
Right.
So if my brother is late and I can't reach him, I'm worried. But when he finally calls and says he's okay, I feel relieved.
Perfect.
I was so relieved when I heard your voice.
Exactly.
I could also say, I felt relieved when I passed the exam. She was relieved to hear that everyone was safe.
Exactly. You were worried before, and then something happens that removes that worry. That's relief. You know, Emma, there's another word that sounds simple, but English learners use it all the time.
Which word?
Glad.
Isn't that basically the same as happy?
Very close. But glad is often used when you're pleased about a particular situation or something that happened.
Give me an example.
Imagine your friend has been sick for a few days. Then they call you and say, I'm feeling much better.
I could say, I'm glad to hear that.
Exactly.
So I'm not necessarily jumping up and down with happiness. I'm just pleased that things are okay.
Right. That's why glad works so well in everyday conversations.
Like, I'm glad you're here.
Yes.
I'm glad you came.
Exactly.
What about when something goes well?
You could say, I'm glad everything worked out.
Or, I'm glad I asked.
Perfect.
I could also say, I'm glad we talked about it.
Yes. And here's another common one. I'm glad to see you. So whenever you're pleased that something happened or that someone is okay, glad works really well.
Exactly. I think I'm glad to hear that is probably one of the most useful ones to remember.
Definitely. You'll hear it everywhere. Okay, we've talked about happy and glad. Let's go to the other side.
Sad?
Exactly.
That's one of the easiest feeling words in English.
But there are many different ways to use it.
Right. Imagine your best friend tells you they're moving to another country.
I'd be sad.
You could say, I'm sad that you're leaving.
Or I'm going to be sad when you move.
Exactly.
And if I miss someone, I could say I feel sad when I'm away from my family.
Yes.
What about something that happened in the past?
You could say, I felt sad when I heard the news.
Or she was sad after losing her job.
Exactly.
Sometimes a movie can make you feel sad too.
Of course, you could say, that movie made me sad.
And if I see someone looking unhappy, I can say, you look sad. Is everything okay?
That's a very common thing to say.
So sad is a general word, but we can use it for missing people, bad news, losing something, or even a movie.
Exactly. It's a simple word, but you'll use it in hundreds of situations. Now here's an interesting one. Upset.
I hear this word a lot.
You probably do. And the interesting thing is that upset can describe different emotions.
Like sadness and anger?
Exactly. Imagine you make plans with a friend. They promise they'll meet you at 6, but you wait for an hour and they don't come.
I'd be upset.
You could say, I'm upset because you didn't call me.
I could be angry, but I could also be hurt.
Right. That's why upset fits nicely.
So I can ask someone, are you upset with me?
Yes.
Or she was really upset when her friend canceled.
Exactly.
What about bad news?
You can say, he was upset about what happened.
And if something causes the feeling,
You can say, the news upset her.
so there's a small difference between sad and upset.
Yes. Sad usually focuses more on unhappiness. Upset can include unhappiness, disappointment, or anger because of a particular situation.
So if my friend doesn't call me, I might say I'm upset.
Exactly.
And if I'm simply missing my family, I'm sad.
That's a good way to think about it.
I have a feeling I know very well.
Which one?
Disappointed.
What happened?
Remember that restaurant I told you about? The food wasn't good at all.
So you were disappointed.
Very disappointed.
That's exactly when we use disappointed. You expected or hoped for something, but the result wasn't what you wanted.
So I could say I was disappointed with the restaurant.
Yes,
I was disappointed by the movie.
exactly.
What about people?
You can say, I was disappointed in him.
So if my friend promises to help me but doesn't show up, I could say I'm disappointed in you.
Yes,
And I can also be disappointed in myself.
definitely.
Like, I'm disappointed in myself because I didn't study.
Exactly.
Another one could be she was disappointed with her exam results.
Good.
Or he felt disappointed when he didn't get the job.
Exactly.
So disappointment usually comes after an expectation.
That's the key idea. Now we're going much deeper than sad.
Heartbroken?
Exactly.
That's a strong word.
Very strong. Imagine someone loses someone they love deeply.
They might feel heartbroken.
Right. Heartbroken describes very deep emotional pain.
So after a serious breakup, someone might say, I'm heartbroken.
Yes,
Or she was heartbroken after the breakup.
exactly.
What about losing a pet?
You could say he was heartbroken when his dog died.
That's much stronger than saying he was sad.
Exactly. Sad is general. Heartbroken shows that the pain is extremely deep.
I could say I was heartbroken by the news.
Yes.
Her family was heartbroken.
Good.
And we can describe something as heartbreaking too.
Absolutely. For example, it was a heartbreaking story.
So if something causes deep emotional pain, heartbroken is the stronger word.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move from sadness to anger.
Good idea.
Angry is probably one of the first feeling words English learners learn.
And for good reason. We use it constantly.
Imagine someone keeps lying to you.
You might say, I'm angry with him.
Or I'm angry because he lied to me.
Exactly.
Can I say I'm angry about something?
Yes. For example, she's angry about the decision.
What about when something makes me angry?
You can say, that really made me angry.
Or I get angry when people waste my time.
Perfect.
And if someone is speaking angrily, I can say he sounded angry on the phone.
Exactly.
Another one, my parents were angry when they found out.
Good.
So angry with someone and angry about something are both common.
Yes. And remember, anger has different levels. Sometimes you're just a little annoyed. Sometimes you're extremely angry.
Which brings us to...
Annoyed.
Let's talk about that next. Okay, so what's the difference between angry and annoyed?
Think about something small that keeps bothering you.
Like when I'm trying to work and someone keeps making noise.
Exactly. You might not be furious, but you're definitely not happy about it.
So I can say I'm annoyed by the noise.
Yes.
What about a person?
You could say, I'm annoyed with him because he keeps interrupting me.
That makes sense.
Or imagine you're waiting for a bus. It's 20 minutes late and there's no explanation.
I'm getting annoyed.
Exactly.
So annoyed is usually less serious than angry.
Right. If your friend forgets to reply to your message, you might be annoyed. If someone seriously hurts you or betrays your trust, you might be angry.
I could also say she looked annoyed when he interrupted her.
Yes.
And the constant noise is really annoying me.
Good.
I was annoyed because the internet was so slow.
Exactly.
So when something keeps bothering you but you don't want to make it sound too serious, annoyed is a good word.
That's a great way to remember it.
Okay, but what if I'm not just angry?
How angry are we talking?
Very angry.
Then you might be furious.
So furious is basically a much stronger version of angry.
Exactly. Imagine someone steals something valuable from you or seriously betrays your trust.
I'd be furious.
You could say, I was furious when I found out.
Or she was absolutely furious with him.
Exactly.
My boss was furious about the mistake.
Good.
His parents were furious when they heard what happened.
Right.
What about a smaller problem, like my coffee is cold?
You probably wouldn't say, I'm furious because my coffee is cold.
Unless I really love coffee.
Fair enough.
So annoyed for something small, angry for something more serious, and furious when the anger is extremely strong.
Exactly.
That's actually easy to remember.
Let's leave anger for a moment.
And talk about fear?
Exactly. Let's start with scared.
That's an easy one.
Imagine you're walking home alone at night and suddenly hear footsteps behind you.
I'm scared.
Exactly.
I could say, I'm scared of the dark.
Yes.
I'm scared of spiders.
Good.
I was scared when I heard that noise.
Exactly.
What about children?
You could say, my little brother is scared of dogs.
Or the child was scared during the storm.
Right.
And if I want to tell someone not to worry, I can say, don't be scared.
Yes.
I get scared when I'm alone at night.
Good. So scared is just the everyday word for feeling fear. Exactly. It's probably the word you'll hear most often in normal conversation.
Then where does afraid fit in?
It's very close to scared. In many situations, you can use either one.
So I'm afraid of flying.
Yes.
I'm scared of flying.
Also correct.
Is there any difference?
Sometimes afraid sounds a little more formal, but in many everyday situations, they're interchangeable.
So I can say she's afraid of dogs.
Yes.
He's afraid of losing his job.
Exactly.
And there's another expression, I'm afraid to ask.
Right. That means you're worried about what might happen if you ask.
Like, I'm afraid to tell my parents.
Exactly.
And we often tell people, don't be afraid to make mistakes.
That's especially important when learning English.
Because if I'm afraid of making mistakes, I might never speak.
Exactly. Now let's make that fear much stronger.
Terrified?
Exactly.
So if scared is strong, terrified is extremely strong.
Right. Imagine you're on a plane and suddenly there's very severe turbulence.
I'd be terrified.
You could say, I was terrified during the flight.
Or she looked terrified.
Exactly.
He was terrified when he saw the snake.
Good.
I was absolutely terrified when I heard the explosion.
Yes.
What about heights?
He's terrified of heights.
So I probably shouldn't say I'm terrified because I have to make a phone call.
Probably not, unless you really, really hate phone calls.
Fair enough.
For normal nervous situations, nervous is better. For serious fear, terrified works.
So scared is everyday fear, afraid is similar, and terrified is extreme fear.
Exactly.
Speaking of phone calls, I actually get nervous before important calls.
That's our next word.
Nervous.
Right. You're not necessarily afraid, you're just uncomfortable or worried because something important is about to happen.
Like before an interview.
Exactly.
I'm nervous about my interview.
Perfect.
Before an exam, I always feel nervous.
Yes.
Before giving a presentation, she was really nervous.
Exactly.
I also get nervous when I speak English with someone for the first time.
A lot of learners do.
I start thinking, what if I forget the word?
That's nervousness.
So I could say, I was nervous on my first day at work.
Good. Or, don't be nervous, you'll do fine.
Exactly. It's more about the feeling before something happens.
That's a useful way to understand it. Now, let's compare nervous with worried.
Okay.
Imagine your brother normally calls you every evening. Tonight, it's midnight and you haven't heard from him.
I'd be worried
Exactly.
because I'm thinking something might be wrong.
Right. Worried is often about thinking that something bad might happen or that something may already be wrong.
So I could say, I'm worried about my brother.
Yes.
I'm worried about my exam.
Good.
My parents were worried when I didn't come home.
Exactly.
And if I'm worried about being late, I can say, I'm worried that I'll be late.
Perfect.
What about money?
You could say, I'm worried about my finances.
Or she's worried about losing her job.
Exactly.
So nervous is often connected to something I'm about to do, while worried is more about a problem or something that might go wrong.
That's a very useful distinction.
Is anxious basically the same as worried?
They're very close.
Then why do we need another word?
Because anxious can describe a stronger or more persistent feeling of worry or uneasiness.
So if I've been thinking about the same problem all week,
You might say, I've been feeling anxious about it.
like worrying about my future,
Exactly. I'm anxious about my future.
or before an important interview?
She feels anxious before interviews.
What about waiting for exam results?
He was anxious while waiting for the results.
I could say, I've been feeling anxious lately.
Yes.
I'm anxious about traveling alone.
Good. So worried can be a normal concern, while anxious can describe a stronger feeling that stays with you.
Exactly. And now we have a word that a lot of people probably need these days.
Let me guess. Overwhelmed?
Exactly. I know this feeling.
Imagine you wake up Monday morning. You have 20 emails, 3 deadlines, several meetings, your phone keeps ringing, and someone is already asking you for another task.
I'd be overwhelmed.
Exactly.
So it's more than just being busy.
Right. You can be busy and still feel completely fine. Overwhelmed is when everything feels like too much at the same time.
I could say, I'm overwhelmed with work.
Yes,
I feel overwhelmed by everything that's happening.
exactly.
What about studying?
You could say, I'm overwhelmed by all the things I need to learn.
That's definitely something English learners can say.
Absolutely.
And if someone has too many responsibilities, she feels overwhelmed with her responsibilities.
Or he was overwhelmed with emotion.
Exactly. So overwhelmed is basically when there's so much happening that you don't know where to start. You know what feeling I get when someone explains something too quickly?
Confused?
Exactly. I hear all the words, but somehow I understand nothing.
That's confused. You feel confused when something isn't clear to you, or you don't know what to think or do.
So I could say, I'm confused. Can you explain that again?
Perfect. That's a very natural sentence.
Or I was confused by the instructions.
Exactly.
What if I'm trying to choose between two things?
You can say, I'm confused about which one to choose.
And if someone gives me directions and I don't know where to go,
I'm confused. Which way should I go?
another one could be she looked confused when she heard the question.
Good.
And the new system is confusing me.
Exactly.
So confused doesn't necessarily mean I'm worried. It just means I don't understand something clearly.
Right. That's the important part. Emma, remember your birthday last year?
Yes? Why?
When you walked into the restaurant and everyone shouted, "Surprise!"
I was completely surprised.
Exactly. Surprised is what you feel when something happens that you didn't expect.
So I can say I was surprised by the news.
Yes.
She was surprised to see me.
Right.
I was really surprised when he called.
Good.
What about something good?
You can say, I was pleasantly surprised.
That's useful, like when I go to a restaurant expecting average food and it's actually amazing.
Exactly. You could say, I was pleasantly surprised by the food.
And if something is bad?
I was surprised by how expensive it was.
So surprised itself doesn't tell us whether the experience was good or bad.
Exactly. It simply means you didn't expect it.
Emma, can I tell you something embarrassing?
That sounds dangerous.
Yesterday, I walked into the wrong meeting room, sat down, and didn't realize it wasn't my meeting.
How long did you stay?
About 5 minutes.
Oh, Emma.
Everyone was looking at me.
You must have been embarrassed.
Very.
Embarrassed is the feeling you get when you do something awkward or silly, and you're worried about how other people see you.
So I could say I was so embarrassed.
Exactly.
She felt embarrassed when she forgot his name.
Good.
I was embarrassed because everyone heard my mistake.
Right.
He looked embarrassed after falling in front of everyone.
Exactly.
What about when someone gives me a compliment in front of a huge crowd?
You might also feel embarrassed, especially if you don't know how to react.
So embarrassment doesn't necessarily mean I did something terrible.
Not at all. Sometimes it's just an awkward little moment. Now, there's another word that's often confused with embarrassed.
Ashamed?
Exactly.
What's the difference?
Embarrassed is usually about an awkward situation. Ashamed is more serious. You feel bad about something you did because you know it was wrong.
So if I accidentally call someone by the wrong name, I'm embarrassed.
Right.
But if I lie to someone I care about and feel terrible about it, I might feel ashamed.
Exactly.
I could say, I'm ashamed of what I did.
Yes.
He felt ashamed after lying to his parents.
Good.
She was ashamed of her behavior.
Exactly.
I felt ashamed because I treated him badly.
Right.
So embarrassed is more like, oh no, that was awkward.
And ashamed is more like, I shouldn't have done that.
That makes the difference much clearer. Let's talk about a much better feeling.
Proud?
Yes.
Imagine you've been learning English for a year. At first, you couldn't say a complete sentence.
And now I can have a full conversation.
You might say, I'm proud of myself.
That's a really nice feeling.
It is. We use proud when you feel good about something you've achieved or something someone close to you has achieved.
So parents might say, I'm proud of my children.
Exactly.
She was proud of her exam results.
Good.
I'm proud of how much I've improved.
Perfect.
What about a friend?
You could tell them, I'm really proud of you.
Like when my friend finally starts her own business.
Exactly.
Or when someone finishes something difficult.
Right. You worked really hard. You should be proud of yourself.
That's a sentence worth remembering.
Definitely. Now, let's move to a feeling that's connected to appreciation.
Grateful?
Exactly.
How is that different from thankful?
They're very close. Grateful often sounds a little deeper. It's the feeling you have when you really appreciate someone's help, kindness, or something good in your life.
So if you help me when I'm having a difficult day, I can say, I'm grateful for your help.
Exactly.
I'm grateful to have such good friends.
Good.
I'm grateful for everything my parents have done for me.
Perfect.
What about a small favor?
You can still use it. I'm really grateful that you picked me up from the airport.
And I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Exactly.
So grateful is not just saying thanks.
Right. Saying thank you is what you say. Feeling grateful is what's happening inside.
I like that difference. Emma, so then what's the difference between grateful and thankful?
They're often interchangeable, but thankful is very common when you're relieved or happy that something bad didn't happen.
Give me an example.
Imagine you almost miss your flight, but you reach the airport just in time.
I'd say, I'm thankful I didn't miss my flight.
Exactly.
Or I'm thankful that everyone is safe.
Good.
I'm thankful for my family.
Yes.
I'm thankful for everything I have.
Exactly.
And I can still say, I'm thankful for your help.
Of course.
So grateful and thankful overlap a lot.
They do. Don't worry too much about choosing the perfect one. In everyday English, both are very useful. Emma, be honest.
What?
Your friend just bought a brand new car.
It's beautiful.
And you really wish you had one too.
Okay, maybe I'm a little jealous.
That's exactly the word.
So jealous means I want something someone else has?
That's one common use. You might feel jealous because someone has something you want.
Like, I'm jealous of your new car.
Yes,
She's jealous of her sister's success.
exactly.
What about relationships?
That's another very common situation. If your partner is spending a lot of time with someone else and you feel worried about losing their attention, you might feel jealous.
So I could say, he gets jealous when I talk to other guys.
Yes,
She was jealous of her friend's new job.
good.
So jealousy often comes from comparing yourself with someone else.
Exactly.
Is envious the same as jealous?
They're very similar, but envious is usually about wanting something that another person has.
Like their money, lifestyle, or success.
Exactly.
So if my friend gets a promotion and I think, I wish I had that, I might feel envious.
Right. I'm envious of her success.
Good.
He felt envious when he saw his friend's beautiful house.
Exactly.
She was envious of her sister's career.
Good.
But jealous can be more connected to relationships.
Yes, although people sometimes use the two words interchangeably in everyday conversation.
So if I want to say, I wish I had what you have, envious is a very natural word.
Exactly.
Here's one that isn't exactly the same as being sad.
Lonely?
Yes.
Good one.
What's the difference?
You can be alone without feeling lonely. Lonely is when you feel like you don't have the connection or companionship you want.
So I could be sitting alone in my room and feel perfectly happy.
Exactly.
But I could also be surrounded by people and still feel lonely.
Absolutely.
That's interesting.
You might say, I feel lonely when I'm away from my family.
Or she felt lonely after moving to a new city.
Exactly.
He gets lonely when he works from home all week.
Ed.
Or I was feeling lonely, so I called my friend.
Perfect.
And if someone has no one to talk to,
You could say, say, he feels lonely because he doesn't have anyone to talk to.
So lonely is really about wanting connection.
Exactly. That's what makes it different from simply being alone.
You know what feeling I really want more of?
Let me guess. Calm?
Exactly. My life feels so busy sometimes.
Calm is a great word. When you're calm, you feel relaxed and peaceful. You're not worried, angry, or nervous.
So after a stressful day, I might say, I just want to relax and feel calm.
Exactly.
Or when everyone around me is panicking, I can say, try to stay calm.
That's a very common expression.
What about a person who doesn't get nervous easily?
You could say, she's a very calm person.
And if I'm sitting somewhere quiet with no stress,
I feel calm when I'm surrounded by nature.
I could also say, the music helped me feel calm.
Exactly.
And he stayed calm during the emergency.
Good. That's an important use because calm can describe how someone behaves when a situation is difficult.
Calm and relaxed are pretty close.
But they're not exactly the same, right?
Right. Relaxed is more about your body and mind not feeling tense or stressed. So after a long day, I could say, I feel really relaxed.
Exactly.
Like when I'm lying on the sofa watching a movie.
Perfect.
I feel relaxed after a hot shower.
Yes.
She looked relaxed on her vacation.
Good.
I always feel relaxed when I listen to music.
Exactly.
And if someone tells me to stop worrying, they might say, just relax.
Yes, although depending on the situation, just relax can sometimes sound a little annoying.
Especially if I'm already stressed.
Exactly. Now, imagine you order a meal at a restaurant.
And it's delicious.
You finish the meal and think, that was exactly what I wanted.
I'm satisfied.
Exactly. Satisfied means you feel that something has met your expectations or needs.
So I could say, I'm satisfied with the service.
Yes.
Or she was satisfied with her exam results.
Good.
Or are you satisfied with your new phone?
Perfect.
And at work, someone might ask, are you satisfied with your job?
Exactly.
So satisfied is often connected to a result.
Right. You expected something, got it, and you're happy with the result.
Now let's talk about a feeling everyone knows.
Bored.
Definitely.
Imagine you're sitting in a room for 2 hours with absolutely nothing to do.
I'm bored.
Exactly.
I'm bored. Let's watch something.
Very natural.
The movie was boring, so I got bored.
Good. Notice the difference. The movie is boring, but you feel bored.
That's important for English learners.
Very. You can also say, I get bored when I have nothing to do.
She was bored during the long meeting.
Right.
And the children are bored at home.
Exactly.
And I'm bored of doing the same thing every day.
Perfect. What's the opposite of bored?
Interested?
Exactly.
So when something catches my attention, I'm interested in it.
Right.
So I'm interested in learning English.
Perfect.
She's interested in photography.
Good.
And I'm really interested in what you have to say.
Exactly.
If someone tells me an interesting story, I could say, I'm interested, tell me more.
Yes.
And if I want to learn more about something, I can say, I'd be interested in learning more.
That's a very useful expression.
So interested means something has caught my attention and I want to know more.
Exactly.
Is curious the same as interested?
They're related, but there's a small difference.
How?
When you're curious, you really want to know or discover something.
So if I see a strange box on your desk and I want to know what's inside,
You're curious.
I could say, I'm curious what's in the box.
Exactly.
I'm curious about what happened.
Good.
She was curious to know why he left.
Perfect.
I'm curious about how this machine works.
Exactly.
So interested is more like, I like this topic.
And curious is more like, I want to know the answer.
That's much easier to remember. Emma, you used to be nervous speaking English. I know.
But now you're speaking without stopping every few seconds.
I feel much more confident now.
Exactly. When you're confident, you believe in your ability and don't feel too worried about making mistakes.
So I can say, I'm confident speaking English.
Yes.
Or she looks confident during presentations.
Good.
Or I'm confident that I can do it.
Exactly.
And if I believe something will work, I can say, I'm confident we'll succeed.
Exactly.
So confidence doesn't mean I know everything.
Right. It means you trust yourself enough to try.
What if I don't know what will happen, but I believe something good might happen?
Then you might feel hopeful.
So it's connected to the future?
Often, yes. You're looking ahead and believing that things can get better.
Like after a difficult year, I could say, I'm hopeful about the future.
Exactly.
Or she's hopeful that she'll get the job.
Good.
Or I'm hopeful things will improve. improve.
Perfect.
Or he remains hopeful despite the problems.
Exactly.
And if someone is waiting for good news,
You could say, we're hopeful that everything will work out.
so hopeful doesn't mean I'm sure.
That's the important part. You don't know what will happen, but you believe there's a good possibility. And what's the opposite feeling?
Hopeless?
Exactly.
So that's when you don't see any way for things to improve.
Right. You feel like there's no solution or no reason to expect a better result.
For example, he felt hopeless after losing his job.
Yes.
Or she was beginning to feel hopeless about the situation.
Good.
Or I felt hopeless because nothing seemed to work.
Exactly.
But we can also say, don't give up, it's not hopeless.
Absolutely.
That's actually a nice expression.
It is. And remember, hopeless describes the feeling in that moment. It doesn't necessarily mean the situation really has no solution.
So someone can feel hopeless today, but hopeful again tomorrow.
Exactly. Feelings can change.